Doris, and I'm here to share with you about my stock account update. Today, my stock account has earned $2,309. U.S. stocks closed down on Wednesday, and the market focused on earnings and the Fed policy. So, in my account today, I earned $2,244, including the post-market price, which is a gain of 3.37%. So now the net asset of my account is $68,799.89. Still, the total loss in my account is $32,381.50. Today's SQQQ, as a recovery from yesterday, rose 5.33% to 35.16, and the DRV rose 0.52% to $40.35. As for the market today, market performed overall bad, with the internet content and information decreased for 6.71%, and many other industries, including the tech industry, decreased by overall more than 1%. Dow Jones Industrial Average decreased for 0.61%. Nasdaq Composite decreased for 1.68%. And S&P 500 has made a loss of 1.11% to 4,117.86. Investors are watching on the latest U.S. earnings and the prospect that the Federal Reserve may continue raising interest rates. Fed officials such as Williams and Cook say the rate hike cycle is not over yet. U.S. stocks are back in the spotlight. A number of poor results left investors worried about earnings prospects. Inc. Group Crypto closed down 5% after reporting a lower than expected revenue and earnings forecast. CVS and Uber announced earnings that beat expectations. Lumen Technologies closed down about 21% as the company posted a fourth quarter loss of $3.1 billion and issued a below full year guidance. Disney and Robinhood Securities will report earnings after U.S. stocks closed on Wednesday. Markets are still evaluating Colin Powell's remarks that inflation has begun to slow. Mr. Powell reiterated his rhetoric at last week's news conference, adding to some investors' expectations that the Fed would soon stop or reverse interest rate hikes. He said the Fed could need to raise interest rates to higher levels than previously expected if the U.S. labor market data continued to be stronger than officials had expected and inflation rose further. He predicted that while inflation could fall significantly this year, it could not fall to the Fed's 2% target until 2024. Swissquote Bank senior analyst Lepek Oskarskaya commented that the market has once again ignored Powell's hawkish remarks, with investors saying he had not become more hawkish and had not promised a 50 basis point rate hike at the next meeting. In addition, the central bank does not seem to accelerate the idea of balance sheet cuts for some time. Markets will closely watch Fed's official speeches for clues about Fed's monetary policy prospects. Fed officials speaking on Wednesday included Williams, Barcook, Bostic, Kashkari, and Water. Fed Williams said a 25 basis point rate hike seemed to be the best option right now. Fed Governor Tim Cook: "We are firmly committed to the Fed's price stability and employment tasks," he said. The Fed has not ended its rate hike cycle, and the Fed will follow this course until inflation is contained. President Joe Biden delivered his State of the Union address on Tuesday, Beijing time. Mr. Biden said he recommended a fourfold increase in the company's share repurchases tax rate. Mr. Biden called on Congress to pass his proposed minimum tax levy for billionaires. On the economic front, U.S. wholesale inventories rose 0.1% in December, in line with economists' expectations. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you next episode.